Dr. Death and PQ River oppose Article 13.
Welcome to Scary Stories, the channel that tells you scary stories.
Hey, it's your old pal Bigfoot here with a serious message. This is about a new censorship problem we all have. It's a problem so big that even the normal short-haired humans who work at YouTube are scared of it. That's right, a censorship problem so large, even Google is frightened. What am I talking about? Article 13. It even sounds spooky, doesn't it? The only way they could have made it worse would be if they called it like Article 666, you know? Now, Article 13 is on its way to becoming a law in all of Europe. It might be approved by the end of this year, and that would force something like 27 countries, including England and France and I think the Netherlands, to enforce these bizarre and draconian new regulations. First of all, every website you upload stuff to, YouTube, Reddit, WordPress, Failbook, whatever, they would now be responsible if anything you upload violates copyright, and they'll be liable as soon as you upload it. And the meaning of the term violates copyright would be basically expanded to really mean anything that you can't prove without a shadow of a doubt is your own creation or property. It would essentially remove the public domain from use as well. It would cripple all memes and make them illegal. They're claiming this is to protect copyright holders, but it is an extremely large and blunt hammer that will break the internet, and not just in Europe. It would hide those countries behind a cultural iron curtain in the same way that the Soviet bloc countries were once banned from participating in our culture. It would eliminate Europe as an audience for anyone in America other than the largest corporations. Speaking of large corporations, they would likely be the only ones able to pay the new link tax. That's another part of this proposed law. Yes, you would have to pay a tax to hyperlink to anything on the internet that you don't own. This is an attempt to completely eradicate our ability to recommend things to each other. They don't want citizens to be allowed to be influencers any longer. They only want influence to be top down. Only government and big corporations would be able to freely upload content and link to things. Therefore, only government and big corporations would have opinions that anyone would have heard of. Sound Orwellian enough for you? Now, the way copyright works on a site like YouTube now is that someone makes a complaint, YouTube assumes the complaint is legit and acts on it, and then the two sides work out a deal, and YouTube is counting on both sides to work in good faith. So let me give you an example. Recently we had a copyright claim from a corporation in Europe, so that it directly relates to this. It was the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. They claimed that they owned some kitten footage from a previous video of ours. A video of a kitten running around on a couch. They claimed they owned it. Now, we got that footage off of a Pixabay, a public domain video and pictures site. And it's listed there as public domain. So we countered the claim. We appealed, and we said to the BBC, what I just said to you. We got it off Pixabay. We gave them the link, and we said, I think this is a mistake. I think you've also used this public domain footage in your videos, and now that your bots, or YouTube's bots, or however it works, they're seeing the same footage that's in your copyrighted material and assuming that means that that material is copyrighted, like that everything in a copyrighted thing is copyrighted. But in fact, a copyrighted work can use public domain things within it, but it doesn't mean that public domain stuff has become copyrighted. See? So Eventually, the BBC responded and they dropped the claim. They acted in good faith, they did the right thing, and they dropped the claim. This would all change under Article 13, and I don't see really why it needs to change. What YouTube is asking be changed about the law is that websites like YouTube should not be asked to be responsible for something that their ID system did not pick up as copyright or illegal, and that no one else has complained about yet. YouTube's basic position is, if you complain about it, we'll act on it, but if you don't complain about it, how would we know to act on it? So another thing that they're asking for is companies come forward and work with their content ID system, let them know what they want protected so that YouTube is then looking for it from then on. So it seems kind of ironic. You know, I'm just going to bite my tongue about making comments about YouTube asking for for transparency on on the part of the European Union, but whatever. You know, chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. The thing is, YouTube is on the same side as us this time. This is one fight where we really are all together. So, YouTube has asked us to stand up wherever we are located and let the European Union know that this would really mess up our lives if this thing actually passed. This would hurtle Europe back into the 20th century and enslave the masses in much the way the Chinese government controls what their people get to know about. Article 13 is such bad news, even we Bigfoots are scared of it. YouTube suggests we all make videos and use the hashtag #SaveYourInternet. If you don't make videos, maybe there's some other way you can make your voice heard. I'm really not sure who to write to, or if they would read what you've written. It sounds like a pretty scary system they've gotten into over there, and I'm understanding Brexit a bit more every day, I'll say that much. Save your internet. Resist the European Union's attempt to crush all human communication rights. And Sasquatch communication rights too. Hashtag save your internet, yo.
OMG, where are you gonna be Thanksgiving weekend? Stuck with your family? Talking about politics? Or will you be having fun at the Northeast Comic Con in beautiful Massachusetts, USA? Meet Billy West from Futurama. Meet Akira Takarada from Godzilla. Meet legends of the movies and the comic booklets and the TV. Plus, a comedian stand-up show starring real comedians, yo. All this, plus an excuse to get away before Uncle Ned starts blaming your generation for everything over the pumpkin pie. That's the Northeast Comic Con Thanksgiving weekend, presented by the real original Gary Summers from the Antiques Roadshow, yo. OMG, hooray!
Shame on you, Paul McCartney.
Come back for more scary stories.